How much power does the free market have versus authoritarian governments and drone-like people that follow them? Can't authoritarians effectively destroy any free market and force coercion? Well, it depends on the people. You're right. If they're all drones just sleepwalking through life, just kind of blue-pilled, if you will, sure. Yeah, the authoritarians can control them. But we know from history that people have the power to fight back and win, actually very easily, if they so choose, if they get pushed far enough. I mean, the truckers were a great example of that. You know, it was interesting. I was talking to my mom the other day, and we were discussing this topic. And as most of you know, I'm here in Medellin, and it's like a bird lover's paradise down here. You've got these huge, like red scarlet macaws. You've got every single type of parrot you can imagine. You've got every type of bird you could imagine. It's just crazy. And I've got this, I'm fortunate to have a penthouse in this building. So I'm on the top floor, overlook Medellin and whatnot. But I've got a couple terraces, and I have a maid that comes over and does the cooking and cleaning Monday through Friday. And I actually have her put out like some seeds and nuts and mango and papaya for the birds right on my terrace. Right. So there's this family of green parrots, and I don't know what they're called. They're not the huge like macaws. They're just kind of they're maybe like 8 inches tall, something like that. But they've come to figure out that every single morning there's going to be some fresh seeds and nuts and fruit for them. So they're always up there, and even if I don't put out the food, they're chirp 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 chirp, right? But their bills are very powerful. And now every single morning, this family of parrots shows up to my terrace, and I can sit there, 5 feet from them. They're just chomping, but they're mean suckers. I mean, they'll bite at each other and do all these things. So anyway, if I open the screen door, then I'm like 4 feet away from. Then they all take off, right? And I got to thinking about that the other day. I said, it's a lot like society. We are those parrots that if we wanted to, and this family, by the way, there's like 15 of them. So think about that, 15 parrots right there on my terrace that with these very strong beaks and super sharp claws. I'm like, if they wanted to, when I step out on that terrace, they could maul me. Now, they couldn't kill me or anything, but they would definitely, if they teamed up to bite me and everything, they would definitely attack me to a point where I'd run back in the house as fast as I possibly could. They could definitely defeat me. Let's just put it that way. But yet every single time I open that screen door, they're gone. They take off. And you see, we and the authoritarians and the central planners are just like those parrots, that if we want to, when Klaus Schwab opens up the screen, if we come together, we can take him out. I mean, that's not a problem. But the fact or the problem, I guess, is not that we can't take him out, but it's, do we have the willingness to come together as a group to fight as a unit? Because we, just like those parrots, we definitely have the capacity, we have the capability to do that. All we have to do is choose to. And that's one of the reasons why I do the Rebel Capitalist channel. It's one of the reasons why I do these live streams, is to get the message out, to open up people's eyes, the average Joe and Jane, your friend and family member Fred, to get them to realize what's going on so we don't have to wait until it's already too late. I mean, look at history. I always use the example of Romania and the fall of the Soviet Union, where those people stood up to the dictator who had been in charge, let's say, 20 years, ruling with an iron fist. Did they have guns? No. He had the guns. He had the military. He had all the power. He had the money. But they had numbers, just like the parrots. And you guys know the story. He came out, did his old speech. They started booing him, and he shot some people. And 9 days later, they took him out back and shot him. They overwhelmed the military. They overwhelmed all of his special police and whatnot. So, but it took them decades of living under this tyranny because people they're just complacent sometimes. They don't want to deal with it. They want to worry about their kid's soccer game or whatever. You can push them very, very far before they cross that line. So I guess my point is what I'm trying to do, and what I'd suggest you guys do, if you're someone that values freedom, liberty, and free market capitalism, is just kind of do your part to open up people's eyes. So that line that needs to be crossed in order for all of the normies to come together to take out Klaus or to take out XYZ authoritarian or central planner. And I'm not saying kill them, obviously. I'm just saying push back enough to where they go and run inside, just like I would if the parrots came together and attacked me. We just want Klaus and the central planners just go run away and hide and not come back out and understand that we have the power and we're taking it back. And we don't like this authoritarianism. And we want decentralization. We want free markets. We want liberty. We want freedom. So again, what we're trying to do here is get that line closer to today than us having to wait and go through this tyranny, go through the Great Reset agenda, go through all these things before finally people are pissed off enough to stand together and push back and then use their capabilities. So, that's the challenge. That's what we're up against. And I think that the good news is, at the end of the day, we always have to remember that there's far more of us than there is of them. And that's what matters most.